All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for. Up front, AJ Godsey and Mark Nelson will have the front row. Kevin Reed, Jared Heasley on the second row. Michael Whiting, Austin Hable on the third. Stephen Gibson and Ray Hillhouse have the fourth row. Kyle Olden and Jeff Hinkle round out the top 10. Wild Bill Percy and Brandon Springer starting 11th and 12th. Nick Marco in 13th, Vern Spring in 14th, Richie West in 15th, Mark Dantuma starting in 16th. Drivers rolling off the grid for their 2 pace laps. We have seen AJ dominate these races at Bristol in the past. Will he do it again here tonight? It's time to take a deep breath, folks, because once that green flag drops, you're probably not going to be able to breathe for quite some time. Non-stop excitement at this exciting half-mile short track. Very few times tonight that the drivers will not be side by side battling with other drivers, whether it be cars are battling for position, trying to work past lap cars, and everything in between. Here we go. Pace car is in. AJ Godsey leads them. Green flag in the air. They're down and away at Bristol. AJ quickly out front. Kevin Reed tries to take the move on the bottom. A lot of talk about all the different lines you can run here, all the different strategies to maintain speed and not burn up your tires here tonight. Things could get interesting. A lot of the field quickly going to single file. We've got a wreck back behind. Caution is out. Looks like Nick Marco was involved. Nick loose off of turn 4. Right below Vern. Oh, just gets a push in the middle of the turn. Looked like he bounced off Vern once. Slid back up into him and went around. Nick has gone to pit road. Would not expect to see anybody else on pit road here this early. Looks like Nick went in, got some repairs, and is coming back out. Caution early at Bristol. Once everything settles in, all the drivers expecting a long green flag run here tonight. They had very long green flag runs in the truck series last night. Nobody got big moves on early here yet. Looking through the field to see if anybody is getting these tires warmed up. They are not. Does look like Nick Marco may have gone ahead and taken tires after the spin. He did get that car repaired. Everybody stacks back up for the restart. AJ choosing to start on the high side this time. AJ will be in control of the restart. Pace car is in. Here we go again. Green back in the air. AJ gets a great restart. Jared Heasley up on the high side has a run headed for second place. Mark Nelson still trying to fight on the bottom. Kevin Reed trying to get clear of Stephen Gibson up to fourth. Kyle Holden already up 3 spots into 6th. Caution is back out. Looks like Mark Dantuma may have been involved. Let's try and see what happened here. Now, it looks like this incident started with Austin Habel. Austin just loose off of 4. Goes sliding all the way up the track. Several cars get a small piece of it. Richie West, Fern Spring, Mark Dantuma, Brandon Springer all onto pit road. Do expect most of these cars on pit road to be getting manual repairs. Saving the fast repairs for later in the race. Austin Habel on pit road now. Austin having some problems on pit road. He's going to lose even more ground here. AJ Gotze has led every lap so far. AJ has 8 starts this season, 3 wins out of that, 2 poles, 6 top 5s, and 7 top 10s. And that is why when AJ runs a full season, he has always been in the championship battle, including getting a championship in every car that BRR has run. AJ Gotze now in the lead. Jared Heasley in second. Mark Nelson third. Kevin Reed in fourth. Stephen Gibson in fifth. Kyle Holden now up into sixth. Michael Whiting in seventh. Jeff Hinkle now up to eighth. Wild Bill up to ninth. And Ray Hillhouse in 10th. One driver on the move. It's a driver that really has to get his best finish of the season here. Richie West in 11th. Up 4 spots already. He has got to win, and the other playoff contenders have to have really bad nights for him to stay and make it into the Final Four next week at Homestead. The drivers stack back up, side by side, getting ready for the green. Looks like AJ is going to go on the high side again. Not that many laps on the tires, but we could start seeing some tire spinning on restarts anytime. These old concrete tracks, it does not take much to wear the tires out. Pace car is in. AJ Gotze leads them out of 4. Green is in the air. AJ gets a great launch this time. Kevin Reed tries to make the move into second. He's got some momentum, but Jared Heasley is, oh, they almost touch. A lot of battling going on right behind as they almost get together. Heasley has to check up. Nelson's got to run on the bottom. Oh, Nelson's loose off turn 4. Gets the inside wall. He saves it. Jared is almost at AJ's bumper already. Kyle Holden now up into 4th place. Holden shoots to the bottom, looks for 3rd under Kevin. Oh, Kevin's loose off 4. Kyle Holden now to 3rd, Stephen Gibson at 4th. Kevin Reed manages to save it, but he has lost a ton of spots. Mark Nelson slips all the way back to 15th. Kevin Reed is still falling back in 12th. Gerald Poolheimer cheering on Jared Heasley. Jared Curley in 2nd place with a hard-charging Kyle Holden in 3rd. Michael Whiting is now up to the top 5 in 5th place. Sets his sights on Stephen Gibson. Jeff Hinkle is up 4 spots now. Interesting note on the strategy. These drivers with 1 or 2 cautions can stretch the fuel. Most of the drivers saying 120 to 125 on green for 140 laps. It would not take a lot to save that fuel. 2 cautions already. Some of these drivers may have done it, and there was a lot of talk about can they go the distance on the tires. Stephen Gibson just set the fastest lap of the night so far in 4th place, trying to gain some ground on Kyle Holden. Holden looking for a move on Heasley for 2nd. Jeff Hinkle in 6th. Look at this. Wild Bill Percy up to 7th. Brandon Springer now up to 8th. Mark Dantuma up to 9th. Richie West continues making his way forward. He is in 10th. Mark Nelson starting to recover just a little bit. Now back up into 12th. Ray Hillhouse appears to be struggling a little bit in the early going, currently running in 13th. Kyle still trying to make the pass on the bottom, has not been able to get enough momentum on Jared yet. Oh, Jared gets the wall. Holden's got the run, a little bobble out of 4 for Heasley, but he gets back on it. Oh, it is close off 2. That's giving Stephen Gibson a little time. He is closing back in. Michael Whiting 1.4 seconds back from the leaders and gaining on them. Bill Percy is now up into 6th. Springer in 7th. Dan Tuma in 8th. Gibson now looking under. Oh, he taps Heasley out of 4. Everybody manages to keep it going. Heasley's going to stay in 3rd. Gibson's going to make another move here. Gibson in 4th. Michael Whiting in 5th, continuing to reel him in. Bill Percy in 6th, gaining on Whiting. Brandon Springer in 7th. Dan Tuma 8th. Kevin Reed now back up to 9th. Mark Nelson still mired back in 12th. 3 of the championship contenders right now. Jeff Hinkle, 4 of them. Kevin Reed in 9th. Jeff Hinkle in 10th. Richie West in 11th. Mark Nelson in 12th. And Ray Hillhouse back in 15th. 5 title contenders having big problems here tonight. Meanwhile, AJ Godsey at the front, just out for a Sunday cruise, but Kyle Holden is gaining on him. Jared Heasley sits in third, Springer in fourth, or Gibson in fourth rather. Michael Whiting in fifth. Whiting was gaining on the leaders for several laps, but has now lost a little bit of time to him. Bill Percy, meanwhile, trying to run him down. Mark Dantuma started tail end of the field, now up into eighth. Big surprise to see these four drivers so far back this early. Kevin Reed having problems early. Mark Nelson also having problems early. Mark trying to get a run under Richie. Can't get there. Oh! Richie almost gets into Kevin, has to save it, but he spins. He manages to recover after getting loose going down to the apron. AJ Godsey's going to be in lap traffic before long, and he's going to be lapping one of the playoff contenders. I heard Jeff Hinkle in the pre-race say he had nothing to lose tonight. He came in tonight fifth in points outside the bubble. Expect to see Hinkle pushing that car extremely hard late in the run. As I've tried to explain to Jeff many times, he would be so much faster if he got out of that SIG car and got into a car that was branded with the 1911. Just saying. Mark Dantuma currently sits in seventh, continuing his march to the front. But what about Wild Bill, who has had a rough Cup season? Already up into sixth place. Nick Marco is on pit road. Now everybody can go the distance on fuel from here easily. Could that be Nick's strategy? Is he getting 4 fresh tires and to come out here blasting around? No, he's in the wall. Looks like he got loose and got down almost onto pit road. AJ Godsey now looking at the back end of Richie West's car. Wild Bill still trying to run down Michael Whiting. Michael 4.1 seconds ahead and pulling away. Meanwhile, Michael Whiting is caught up to Stephen Gibson and Jared Heasley. Whiting looks underneath Gibson, can't get there yet. Stephen Gibson trying to hold on to that top 5 spot at the moment. Heasley just ahead in third. Kyle Holden they've come by Richie West. Holden is almost to AJ's bumper. like I stand corrected. Nick Marco did do a full pit stop on lap 42, and it is starting to show as he works his way through traffic. Kevin Reed gets the wall. AJ starting to pull away just a little bit from Kyle Holden. Jared Easley now has Michael Whiting closing in as Whiting has gotten past Stephen Gibson. And Bill Percy is starting to reel him in, but here comes Hinkle. Oh no, Hinkle bounces off Bill. Bill is in the wall. Bill had such a good start to this race. Bill Percy caution is out. Jeff Hinkle appears to the problem. It got worse. Jeff trying to limp it down to pit road. Looks like his car may be broken. He gets it back up to speed, but not before the caution comes out. And AJ Godsey is going to lead the field in. If this stays green, this will be our one and only stop tonight. And Michael Whiting is making the gutsy move and staying out. Looks like Kevin Reed may also be staying out on track. See if we can get a word with Kevin. Hey, Kevin, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
Hey, looks like you're playing this one. Oh, you are going to go to pit road.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So will this be your one and only stop tonight?
I have no idea. I'm just trying to survive. Got a little damage on that first run, so I need to get some work done here to this bad boy.
Well, good luck, man. It has been a wild race, but you've done a great job crawling back up.
Thanks, sir.
So Kevin Reed does go to pit road. Michael Whiting also did go to pit road. However, that strategy of going a lap later puts him further back in the field. Now, Richie West does stay out, as does Nick Marco. Both of them going to get waved around, get one of their laps back. And it looks like Austin Habel is out of the race. Marco's going to get one. He'll be 2 laps down. That'll put Richie West back on the lead lap. Richie West has gone to pit road. Nick Marco has not gone in. He is going to get waved around the pace car now. And what an interesting situation is now AJ Godsey and Kyle Holden on the front row. Stephen Gibson and Jared Heasley on the second. Michael Whiting, Mark Nelson on the third. Mark Dantuma, Kevin Reed, Ray Hillhouse. Round out your 9 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Hinkle, Richie West, both playoff contenders. Both 1 or more laps down as pace car is in. AJ fires their away. Kyle Holden already making a move under Stephen Gibson, pulls back up into second. Gibson in third, Heasley in fourth, Whiting in fifth, Mark Nelson in sixth. And they opened up a big gap as Mark Dantuma in 7th, quite a bit behind. Kevin Reed in 8th, making his way up. Ray Hillhouse now up into 9th. Ray Hillhouse struggling in the early going, but has managed to keep himself on the lead lap and now sits in the top 10 as he comes by Bill Percy. I would not count Bill Percy out yet here tonight. Bill has been extraordinarily fast. Kyle Holden has now made his way to 2nd place and set the fastest lap of the night. Springer still holds on to 3rd. Heasley now in 4th. Mark Dantuma continues his march to the front. Mark started tail into the field, did not qualify, and now upped into 7th. Impressive. Oh, caution is out. Bill Percy and Vern Spring involved. Let's take a look at what happened with Vern Spring. You saw the end result there. Off into 1 and 2. Kevin Reed looks underneath. Oh, Vern bounces off the wall a little bit on the backstretch. Holds on to it, though. Vern almost gets into Hinkle there. You see Ray Hillhouse looking underneath. They go 3. Oh! I think there may have been some net code at play. See if we got a shot from the chopper. It looked like Bill may have gotten a little loose, tried to save it, and collected Vern. So Vern and Bill Percy both on pit road. They are back under caution. Fourth caution of the night. Over halfway through this race. AJ Godsey has led every green flag lap. Kyle Holden has been running up toward him, though. Stephen Gibson and Jared Heasley have been right there with him. Michael Whiting had a rough start to this race, drifted almost out of the top 10, then came charging back and has stayed in the top 5 ever since. Mark Nelson got loose off the turn and had to make a comeback as well. Currently in 6th, but Mark Dantuma has been steadily marching his way forward all night long. Kevin Reed in 8th, Ray Hillhouse in 9th, and now Brandon Springer back on the lead lap in 10th. Jeff Hinkle and Richie West, 2 of the playoff contenders, currently sitting in 11th and 12th. 1 or more laps down. Lights go out on the pace car, and you know what we haven't done yet tonight. We have not had a little fun here. So when the green flag drops, I'm going to shut up. You might want to crank up your volume. Pace car leads him through 3 of 4. He's going to drop off. AJ Godsey leads them down. Here we go, folks. Crank it up. Looked like Nick Marco may have had a problem back behind and has lost a lot of ground. Looked like he came off one of the turns, smacked the outside wall. Meanwhile, AJ Godsey out front. Kyle Holden still lurking in second. Stephen Gibson in third. Heasley in fourth. Mark Nelson has made his way back up into fifth. Kevin Reed has followed him up into sixth place. Michael Whiting in seventh. Dan Tuma in 8th, Hillhouse in 9th, Brandon Springer in 10th. Remember, most of these drivers pitted on lap 59. They have the fuel to go the distance. I suspect we will not see any more pit stops tonight. We definitely will not see any green flag stops tonight. Kyle Holden still trying to reel in AJ Godsey. AJ always shows up when it's short track night here in BRR and shows up to dominate. Jared Heasley has now gotten right back to the back bumper. Brandon Springer looking underneath. Jared can't get there yet. While they're battling, it's allowing Mark Nelson to close the gap. He's bringing Kevin Reed and Michael Whiting with him. Michael Whiting, we saw charge up through the field earlier in this race. Watch for him to come alive again after the tires get a little bit more worn. Mark Dantuma also up 8 spots into 8th place. He has marched through this field tonight. Ray Hillhouse at one point was in last place, has fought his way back up into 9th to keep himself in the playoffs. AJ continuing to dominate here, has actually pulled a 1.4 second gap on Kyle Holden. Heasley has gotten back up into the top 3. Here is an interesting note, thanks to Tow for Baltimore, one of the admins for BRR. We actually have old school Winston Cup style points. If they were running those points, Jeff Hinkle would be leading right now by 23 points over Ray Hillhouse. Jared Heasley would be in 3rd, Dan Tuma in 4th, and Kyle Holden in 5th place. Jeff Hinkle definitely has the most consistent season, 12 top 5s, 16 top 10s with 1 win. Kyle Holden leading the points in playoffs, has 8 wins but 11 top 5s and only 11 top 10s. Caution is out. Kevin Reed involved. Richie West may have also been involved. Mark Dantuma has a run on the high side. Kevin they get together, end up in the wall. Richie has nowhere to go. Kevin gets hit again. Brandon Springer. And it looks like AJ is going to lead him back down pit road. Will Kyle Holden or somebody else try a two-tire stop here? Mark Nelson hitting pit road, watching closely. We're going to try and get a word with Kyle Holden here in a moment. Kyle already rolling off. AJ beats him out. Hey, Kyle, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, what's going on?
Hey, you've had quite a run up through the field, but seems to be one car you just can't get past.
Yeah, you know, that clean air up there that AJ's got must be real nice. So we're trying to hold on as best we can, see if we can get around him. It seems like Steven just got around him here in the pits, so maybe that'll help us out. Maybe it won't, but we'll see what happens.
Man, it's been quite an interesting race behind you, but somehow you've been able to come through it pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, we just kind of been taking it slow, trying to save the right front on these cars. This new tire model seems to just wear out the right front real bad, so just trying to take it easy. We went a little too hard there on that last run, so hopefully we can keep these new tires on us and make our way to the lead.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Kyle Holden currently sits in third. Steven Gibson beats everybody off pit road by taking right sides only. A two-tire stop for Steven Gibson. Just checking here. He is the only driver to try it. Steven Gibson now in the lead. AJ Godsey in second. Kyle Holden in third. Mark Nelson in fourth. Jared Heasley in fifth. Michael Whiting, Ray Hillhouse, Jeff Hinkle, Mark Dantuma, and now Richie West, the top 10. And it looks like Kevin Reed may be losing a lap here. Richie trying to get the pace car to go a little bit faster. Richie, it's a Ford. It can't go any faster. Good point by Gerald Thanos Poole that last night the truck race was won by AJ. Not a big surprise. AJ dominates on these short tracks. Hey, and you know how to tell if it's a good race? The broadcaster is sweating. Gibson choosing the outside line for the restart. Gibson fires, he's away. Mark Nelson takes advantage. He gets by on the high side. Mark Nelson is back to second. AJ looking underneath, trying to reclaim that spot. Kyle Holden lurking just behind. Michael Whiting making his way back up to the top 5. Look at this. Ray Hillhouse back up into 7th. Ray trying to get a run on Michael Whiting for 6th. Steven Gibson opens up a half-second lead on Mark Nelson. A two-tire caution. Kyle Holden and Ray Hillhouse involved. Two of the playoff contenders. Two of the top playoff contenders. Oh, Holden gets loose. Clips Jared Easley, but Ray Hillhouse catches the worst of it. The top two in the playoffs coming into tonight. Michael Whiting caught a small piece of it as well Holden on pit road. Looks like Michael Whiting is also going to pit road. Steven Gibson has got to be loving this. Let's find out. Hey, Steven, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, I was going to say that two-tire stop was a bad move, but dude, that's paying off already.
Maybe. We'll see. I think if it goes green, they might catch me or something, but if it just keeps kind of going like this, maybe I can string it out. AJ looks pretty strong right now, so hopefully we can see if we can hold them off.
Well, just don't forget to vary your restart so they don't get the pattern on you.
Yeah, I that one I didn't mean to slow up so much, but I looked at my review and I saw that everybody in the field hadn't really caught up yet. There's still a few people catching up, so that's why I let the pace car kind of trickle out a little bit, everybody bunch up. But hopefully everybody's paying attention this time, and hopefully I can catch him slipping.
Well, man, good luck. Awesome strategy move. I hope it pays off for you, buddy.
Yep, thank you, Doug.
What a gutsy move by Steven Gibson that may actually pay off here. But he's got Mark Nelson on the bottom, and Mark has been taking advantage of every opportunity here tonight. AJ Godsey and Jared Heasley just behind. Kyle Holden and Ray Illhouse are off pit road. Ray currently in 7th, Kyle in 8th. But now look who is in 6th place, Jeff Hinkle. He said he had nothing to lose coming into this race because he's out of the top 4 coming in. Was a lap down earlier, has managed to recover. Richie West was also a lap down earlier and has managed to get himself back on the lead lap in 9th. In fact, Kevin Reed is the only playoff contender right now not on the lead lap. What a crazy race. This has been even crazy by Bristol standards. The only race I recall broadcasting any crazier than Bristol, this Bristol race was one that only had 3 cars in it. But it went caution free, so yeah. All right, here we go. Pace car about to drop in. Steven Gibson controls the restart. Gonna try and keep him napping. He fires and gets away. Green back in the air. Down through 1 and 2. Mark Nelson to 2nd. Heasley now back to 4th. AJ looking underneath. A lot of battling going on track with 30 laps to go. And at 15 seconds a lap at most, these laps are going to go quickly. Michael Whiting is on pit road. Gibson has a 0.4 of a second lead, but as long as AJ and Mark Nelson battle it out, it'll play to his advantage. Now he really needs a series of short runs to make this strategy work, as Mark Nelson is reeling him in. AJ Godsey now goes to the high side on Nelson. He's got the nose. Oh, AJ's in the wall. Heasley gets by on the bottom. AJ stuck up in the wall. Gave Gibson a little breathing room for a moment. Mark Nelson now has to deal with Jared Heasley in the MS Society car. And in case you didn't know, March is MS Awareness Month. Take a minute, go to the MS Society website, check them out, read a little bit about it. Oh, here we go. Jared makes the crossover move to the bottom. 25 laps to go, and it's going to be a wild 25 laps. Mark Dantuma has come from the back, is now up into fourth. AJ has recovered after his wall ride. AJ already looking back underneath Dantuma. Jared has caught the back bumper of Mark Nelson, but AJ is coming. AJ clears Mark Dantuma. Jared using every bit of track and every line he can find. Oh! A little bounce off the wall and he almost made it work. But now here comes AJ, starts to look to the inside. Jeff Hinkle now in 8th. Richie West now in 9th. Kevin Reed in 10th, hoping for a caution to get him back to the lead lap. 20 laps to go. Steven Gibson still holds him off. This will be Gibson's second win of the season if he can pull this off. As long as Heasley and Nelson battle it out, he gets to keep the gap. And with AJ Godsey closing in, he might be able to pull this off. AJ now looks underneath Jared. Jared crosses to the bottom underneath Nelson. Oh, a little bobble out of the turn for Jared, but he keeps his foot in it. And he has to roll out of the throttle and not push up the track. A little bobble off 4, but he holds on to it. And here comes Kyle Holden, 3 wide off the turn. Holy crap, that was a gutsy move. Watch this by Kyle Holden. He gets to Mark Dantuma. AJ goes up the track. Jared slides up a little bit. Kyle comes right up the middle. Jared gets sandwiched. And in about a lap and a half, Kyle Holden picks up 3 spots. Meanwhile, Steven Gibson has opened up a 1.1 second lead over Mark Nelson as they battle behind, and here comes AJ looking for second. And Kyle Holden looks for third. Gibson's got 12 laps to go, and AJ Godsey closing in. Kyle Holden now in 3rd, Mark Nelson in 4th, Heasley in 5th, Hillhouse in 6th, Mark Dantuma in 7th, Hinkle back in 8th, Richie West in 9th. As they run right now, Richie West and Jeff Hinkle are both eliminated from the playoffs. And I have no idea beyond that. Oh, Heasley in the wall, gets into Dantuma. This may be the end of Heasley's hopes. Richie and Heasley get together, they both save it. 8 laps to go, Steven Gibson still has the lead, but AJ is running him down. Lap traffic is definitely going to come into play here. Nick Marco stays high, lets the leaders by. Gibson catches Marco at a better spot. AJ has to check up just a little bit. Kyle Holden still almost a second back from AJ, trying to close that gap, but 5 laps to go. Can Gibson hold off AJ Gaudsy for another 5 laps? Jared Heasley has fallen back to 9th place, and that may have knocked him out of the playoffs. Kevin Reed sitting back in 11th may have just secured his spot into the Final Four. Here we go. AJ has caught Gibson, but Holden has caught AJ. 2 laps to go. AJ gets into him. And Kyle Holden slips by. AJ Gaudsy now in 2nd place. Kyle Holden has the leader. Stephen Gibson in 3rd. Mark Nelson, one of the playoff contenders, drops to the bottom. And here we go. Kyle Holden, his 9th win of the season. AJ comes home in 2nd. Stephen Gibson manages 3rd. What a valiant effort, too, by Gibson. Let's see if we can get a quick word with... Oh, wait a minute. Does not look like we're going to get a word with Stephen Gibson. Looks like he has disappeared quickly. So let's start with 2nd place, AJ Gaudsy. Hey, AJ, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, that was a wild finish, and, man, quite a charge back to the front.
Yeah, I got damaged when I got into the wall there. It gets crazy on the restarts whenever it's bottled up and there's nowhere to go.
It definitely got dicey those last 2 laps. You and Steven battling for the lead and ended up with Kyle slipping by under you.
Yeah, he got into me going in the corner there, and it caused me to slide up, get into Steven, and it was all Kyle's after that.
Well, man, that was a great run. As always, great to see it. You dominated the race. I mean, there's no question about that. And great to have you back on track. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
And finally, our winner, double check. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if Stephen Gibson is available. Hey, Stephen, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, that was heartbreaking because with 2 to go, I really thought you had it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's just a fun race, and thought the strategy would work out there, and it was going to work out. But yeah, just got punted into the turn, and just usually how it goes. Just looking forward to the next week.
Well, man, a great job, a bold strategy that almost paid off perfectly. Congratulations, buddy. It was a great night.
Yep, thank you, man.
Oh, and he has disappeared. Now we're going to talk to our winner. Maybe? Oh, there he is. Hey, Kyle, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, what's going on?
That was a wild finish.
Yeah, I tried to save tire on the bottom there for a couple laps so I can just push real hard on the outside, and it ended up working. I gained a lot of time real quick, and then I used AJ just a little too much, and ended up pushing him into Steven in Steven's race. That should have been Steven's race, but we came home with the win. We were able to drive through the little calamity there that we caused. But sorry to Steven, but huge thanks to everyone here who puts this on for us.
Man, 9th win of the season. It's been a pretty dominant season for you thus far.
Yeah, I just keep coming out and getting lucky with the wins, put myself in the right spots. Obviously, some of the speed that we have here with this Team Watson Camry has been definitely helping out, but we're going to push on for the championship next week, and hopefully we can put on a show again.
Oh, man, congratulations. Great win.
Appreciate it, Doug.
Kyle Holden pulls off win number 9 on a last lap move. Russell, you may be right, buddy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night, Jones BS Racing. Tuesday night, XCal returns. And Wednesday night is the Nowski Nation. You're not going to want to miss any of the racing this week. It's going to be epic. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.